me. I waited for you for 7 years. Now it's too late.
I wrote you 365 letters. I wrote you every day for a year.
You wrote me?
Yes. It wasn't over. It still isn't over.
We are sorry to interrupt your program for a very important message.
It has been brought to the attention of Zagrovik News Station some major issues occurring in the First Nation, Métis, and Inuit communities.
A long time ago, the land that is now known as Canada was discovered by First Nation, Métis, and Inuit tribe.
Europeans came and claimed the land that the First Nations had been living on and sustaining so well.
Through war, blood, and bitter tears, the Europeans won the land over.
The First Nation, Métis, and Inuit were left with no choice but to absorb into the culture of the Europeans.
When Canada was formed, children were sent to residential schools where they were abused and taught hatred for their culture.
The FNMI people suffered through these difficult times.
But the government realized its mistakes. There were promises of housing, education, and basic necessities.
To this day, there are communities across Canada that are living in third world condition, waiting for promises to be fulfilled. For example, the community of Attawapiskat is been promised a school 3 times in the past 3 decades, and construction only began this winter.
And Davis Inlet, where isolation has caused depression, high suicide rates, solvent abuse, and poor living conditions.
Or Oka, where sacred land was almost taken away for a golf course.
We take you live to Mackenzie Haas, reporting from a live interview with Julia, a First Nations teenager who has experienced these conditions.
Thanks, Maryam. I am here with Julia Tigerlily, a resident of one of the local First Nations communities. Can you tell us about some of the problems in your community?
Oh, yes! So, I guess we'll start.
Yeah, okay.
So, our community is very...
Is that a whole list?
Yeah,
Whoa, okay.
It's kind of like a scroll.
How about we just, cut to the chase, get down to the nitty-gritty?
Okay, that's just at the end of this.
No. Let's just put it away. So, what are your thoughts on Right 25 in the Declaration of Human Rights?
I'm not familiar.
You're not familiar with the Declaration of Human Rights?
Not really.
Well, Act 25 says,
"You have the right to have whatever you need so that you and your family do not fall ill or go hungry, have clothes and a house, if you are helped if you are out of work, if you are ill, if you are old, if your wife or husband is dead, or if you do not earn a living for any other reason you cannot help. Mothers and their children are entitled to special care. All children have the same rights to be protected, whether or not the mother was married when they were born."
That's a right?
Were you not aware of this?
No, my community has been living in the opposite of that.
Tell us more about how the living conditions of your community.
Well, we're very isolated, which makes it difficult to get food and water, and a lot of the time our water gets contaminated, so sometimes we live on bottled water or we have to boil it, which can get really hard, because you have to get all the firewood and everything.
This is awful. Are there many sick people living in your community?
I'd say more than half of them are sick.
Have they been treated and taken care of?
No, we've been asking the government for help, but we haven't gotten any replies yet.
So Maryam, tell us, how many people are currently living in your house?
Well, there's, my mom, 8.
8 people, and how big would you say your house is?
About the size of that car.
Would you like to show us your house?
Yes, follow me.
Now we're here at the home of Julia Tigerlily. And Julia, you said that 8 people live here?
Yeah, it gets a bit cramped at times, but we're just glad to have a house. I mean, some people in my community live in tents.
That is just shocking to hear. This house is the size of a hot tub back in Oakville. And they have no running water. They have no heating. Tell me, how do you get your water?
In the winter, we have to boil the dirty water. We have to get firewood and bring it to our houses, and it pretty much takes all day. And in the summer, I guess it's easier, but it still is much work.
Now, the government has helped, though. They have sent bottled water. How did that affect your community?
I guess it just created more waste, and it gave us a bit more time, but it hasn't helped much.
And like, it would be so much less expensive to just fix the problem, isn't that right?
Yeah, my community agrees completely, but we haven't been getting any help from the government, and even though we were promised that.
That's terrible.
We got this, our last chance.
Let's do this.
Our last.
Ready? All right, let's do this.
Mr. Harper! Mr. Harper!
Mr. Harper, oh my God, you lost so much weight! Oh my God, Mr. Harper, how do you feel about this? Can you sign my camera? Mr. Harper! Please, FNMI people, please tell us! Mr. Prime Minister, I have a few questions for you about the FNMI people.
The FNMI people?
The First Nations Métis Inuits.
We cannot discuss this matter right now.
But we need to. This is a pressing issue.
I promise you, things are being done with my political party.
That's just another promise that the government will make and break to these people.
I need to go. I promise you more land and more money.
Promises, promises, promises.
Oh my God. Chelsea! Chelsea, I'm right here! Who are you? Oh my God!
I am here with a normal Canadian citizen, Brooke. Now, Brooke, do you know anything about the FNMI people?
The what?
The First Nations, Métis, Inuit people?
Oh, yeah. I think we learned about it in that geography lesson. I don't know. But yeah, no. I think one day I listened and it was like, this person, I just feel so bad for them because they live in poverty, and it just makes me sad because they don't have Facebook, and then it's just so sad. Okay, but how can someone live like that? It's just so hard. I would die.
Now, do you think there's anything you could do to help?
Well, again, we talked about it in geography, so kinda. Well, I don't know.
Well, Julia, we're so glad to have Zigrovic News here to raise awareness, but we can't just live off awareness. It'd be great if you could email an MP, write a letter to the government, or even start a club or organization where you donate money to us. We've been promised money many times and still haven't gotten it, so it'd be great if you could help us.
Okay, well, yeah, that's a good idea. I think I'm gonna email them because, yeah.
Thank you.
I will, and I will help you guys.
Thank you very much.
For you.
In and out.
Sent.
What a tragic story.
Now back to the show!
It's over.
You say what's that? Hello. I'm sorry.
So much. Why am I here? I'm not even in this group.
Is this the 10th tape? 3.
Party rock!
So Maryam.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait, crap, I'm drunk.
Let's go.
Back.
Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time.
That was really bad.